fight. All we want is justice. We get justice, then we can close it.
Hello, I'm Ray Matoyer, and welcome to Money, Mississippi, in this state's North Delta region where cotton was king. Money's a tiny town of about 500 people, but it has a huge place in American civil rights history. This is the area that Emmett Till visited in 1955, and his horrible murder here helped to set in place a chain of events that changed America forever. But so many questions still linger about that murder, like who was really involved in his killing and why.
You're in the Mississippi Delta, rich land like it is right off the Nile Valley in Egypt. It's very rich land.
Mississippi State Senator David Jordan is our tour guide on the drive to Money from nearby Greenwood, past the endless rows of cotton fields. Soon you're there at the place where it all started.
This is what left of the old store. In those days, Bryant and his wife lived upstairs.
The old store is just a shell these days after years of neglect and storm damage. But in 1955, it looked like this, a thriving business that depended on the trade of black farm workers, or field hands as they were called, who picked cotton. Emmett Till was born and raised in Chicago, but like millions of African Americans, he had deep Southern roots. His family migrated from Mississippi to flee the segregation of the South, but he had never visited his relatives there until the summer of 1955.
Emmett, I'm sorry, but we've already made plans. And besides, I'm not too sure about you going down there.
This scene from the play The Face of Emmett Till shows the concern his mother Mamie had about him visiting Mississippi.
Promise me, Emmett. I promise. It can't be that bad. Y'all don't have to worry about me. I'll be all right.
About a week after arriving, Emmett and his cousins went to visit the Bryant grocery store in Money to get candy and other snacks. One of those in the group was Wheeler Parker, who had come to Mississippi with Emmett from Chicago.
Well, I went into the store and I purchased some things, and Emmett came in, so I left out. And I can't remember if my Uncle Simmy was with Emmett at the time or not, but I left him in there, and Simmy was in there with him.
Inside the store was Carolyn Bryant, the wife of the store owner. Emmett left the store with his cousin Simeon just ahead of Carolyn Bryant, and that's when he did the unthinkable for a black boy in Mississippi.
They came out, and then Miss Bryant came out, and Emmett whistled, with the wolf whistle, and we could not believe that he had done this.
The whistle was spur of the moment. We don't know why he did it. But I personally think he was trying to show off to us. And of course, he told us not to tell Dad. It cost him his life.
And he had no idea?
He had no idea what he had done.
They drove away and hid in the fields, thinking that someone was after them. But no one ever came that night. And the boys thought they had gotten away clean until early Sunday morning, August 28th, 1955.
That night, oh man, it was pure terror. That's a night that I will never forget. And thinking that I could hear them out there talking, and all of a sudden I realized that I could feel death, it seemed. I said, I'm getting ready to die, because they told you before you went there, if anything happened like that, you could not get help from anyone.
Then I heard this commotion in the bedroom that Emmett and I was in. We was sharing the same bed, and I woke up, I saw Roy Bryant and J.W. Mylan. And I didn't know J.W. Mylan, but I recognized Roy Bryant. And they ordered me to lay back down and go back to sleep. And they made Emmett get up and put his clothes on. And I'm sitting there laying there trying to figure out where they're going to take him. I still don't know who these people are.
The kidnappers were Roy Bryant, the store owner and husband of Carolyn Bryant, along with his half-brother, J.W. Mylan. They drove him around in the back of a truck, eventually taking him 30 miles away to a farm near the town of Drew, Mississippi.
This used to be a crib where they keep the cotton seed and stuff like that. And the FBI came, and they actually They dug up about 6 to 8 inches of the dirt floor, and they sifted all this.
Jeff Andrews, a local dentist, owns that farm today, including the infamous barn where Emmett Till was beaten and tortured until dawn early that Sunday morning.
The rafters, the beams and stuff up there are still all original, and that was supposedly, I guess, where the rope was hung. They hung him up here, beat him, and you know, that kind of stuff, and then they just shot him probably right before they dumped him in the river. That's kind of the summation I get from the people I talked to. So, you know, now whether he was dead whenever he left here, I guess nobody really knows that. But
Emmett's family never saw him alive again. His body was found days later in the Tallahatchie River, tied to a huge fan. To this day, his cousin Simeon regrets that they kept the whistling incident a secret from his father.
If we had told, I believe he would have got Emmett out. And then he would have prepared in a way that there's an old scripture that says that if the good man of the house had known that thief was coming, he would have prepared himself. Daddy would have been prepared. I mean, we had a 12-gauge shotgun, we had a 410, but they wasn't loaded. It was in the closet. I'm sure he would have loaded them. And there was no way that they was going to come in his house if he knew they was coming.
But as horrible as his murder was, the murder trial of the suspects was even more unbelievable.
It was a mockery of justice.
All that and more as we continue to look at who killed Emmett Till.